Hey, I am Jelle and I am moving out of here.
For years, this has been my place. It has taken on so many faces. It transformed from a simple bedroom to my everything room to a full-on YouTube studio. I made so many cool projects. Some of them are even permanently stuck to my ceiling. But now, it's time to leave this place behind and start a new chapter.
This is my new day.
This is my new place, but the sound is terrible, so I'm gonna have to put some stuff in here to make it sound less terrible. But what stuff?
My new office is a very simple rectangle with 4 walls, a door and a window. If you take a quick look at the dimensions, you'll see it's practically the same depth as my old office, it's just a little less wide. So obviously, I can't take everything with me. Most of the stuff on my desk is pretty important, but I mean, this is literal trash. What I do want to take with me are all my boxes and cards, and my printers as well. Okay, so basically everything here on the shelves. Alright, time to play the moving montage.
Well, moving day was actually pretty hectic, so I didn't have a lot of time to film stuff. But hey, I got some pictures. Look, here are all the stuff I decided to take with me. And here's all that stuff in the moving van. So anyway, since I don't have any footage, here's a dramatic recreation of moving day. Alright. Okay, I admit, I have a lot of stuff. But I'm still missing the most important thing. The desk.
At my last place, I could drill as many holes as I wanted.
But here, it's a bit more difficult. So I could only think of one logical solution.
I was going to build a whole frame around my room, where I can mount everything to, so I don't have to drill a single hole. The first step in designing my new desk is figuring out all the different setups I want to create. Obviously, I need a space for my computer. But I also want to have a nice place for my 2D and 3D printer. Also, a dirty working area for tinkering and crafting. And a bunch of storage racks. And now that I'm dreaming aloud, why don't I add a cozy corner as well? I finally decided on a modular desk system with 3 levels on each side. Each level can be any height I need them to be. So I designed a desk and 3D print side at sitting height and a dirty working side at standing height. Both with ample storage above and under the desks. Time to make it real. I already calculated how many tubes and connectors I'll need in Blender, so I can order them directly. And while we wait for them to arrive, I can make a quick trip to the hardware store. Wood is very expensive these days, and with my 6 desk sheets, I'm gonna need a lot of it. So I created an optimal layout plan so the shop could cut all the pieces to the exact length. Much easier than doing it myself. Next stop, IKEA! For my cozy corner, I need the perfect lounge chair. And this one was just perfect. Now let's go get it! Whee! A few days later, when the tubes arrived, I could start painting them. And oh boy, there were a lot of tubes. So I staked them all in the ground and started painting. I painted and painted. Can after can, I painted like there was no tomorrow. Some parts were a bit more difficult to read than others, but in the end, they all got a fancy blue paint job. While I waited for the poles to dry, it was time to drill some holes in the sheets. Because I wanted to design a fancy table that came a little bit over the tubes on all sides, I had to cut out the corners to let the tubes through. But that's nothing my drill can't manage. Then we finished things off with a bunch of sanding. And I mean, a real bunch of sanding. After all that work, the tubes and sheets were looking good. The whole structure was going to be a real challenge to assemble. So I decided to build it up portal by portal, starting by assembling the feet, finding all the necessary connectors and sliding them on the poles. Then, when the portal was built up, I had to raise it up, which was, it was pretty dang hard. But eventually, with some magic help, I got it up. The second portal was basically the same, but connecting them was a whole new struggle. I hung the sideway tubes out from the connectors, with the desk mounts also already in place, in the hope to precisely fit them to the second portal. Luckily, after the first tube was in place, the rest was much easier. Then I just kept bolting tubes, building the frame piece by piece. And after rotating a bunch of set screws, the frames were assembled. Onto the desk. The small ones were very easy to put in place, and after drilling them to the frame, they were beautiful. The big ones, on the other hand, they were a giant struggle, especially the top one. Lifting it above my head was so heavy, and after struggling endlessly, I noticed that the notch on the center pole was on the wrong side. So, after that major disappointment, I eventually also got all the big ones in place.
Now that my shelves are finally done, let's put everything in place.
Of course, I'm not just going to place a bunch of stuff on my desk. The whole team is hanging stuff from the frame. Time to take the Scadis boards and hang them to the tubes. These are the perfect canvas to mount all the stuff on. I mounted them directly to the tubes after drilling a little hole with these hole clamps and secured them to each other with some fast strips.
Baseboards complete. Now I don't have to put all my stuff on the floor anymore. I'm just gonna hang everything to my wall. Easy as that.
Alright, now it's finally time to put all my stuff in the correct spot.
Oh hey, I didn't see you there. Welcome to my crib. Alright, right when you enter, the first thing you see, of course, is the desk. You have my computer setup, where I have my MacBook connected with a single cable to my screen and all my peripherals. With my fancy old camera as a webcam and my switch also connected, of course. And then I have a keyboard and a mouse and a microphone and headphones. I don't know what people say in these videos. And then right next to that you have all my other things, like my iPad and my other computer and my super fancy PlayStation controller. And then when we go a little bit further, we have the 3D print setup. Oh look, it's just done. Oh look, oh it's benchy, oh fancy, fancy, fancy. And then of course I have some 3D rolls that right now I have like orange and blue and I think gray. Then if we have a look above, we see all the different boxes with all different labels. And then we have more storage. Ah, there is a robot arm. Whee, look at him. Wow. And then we have more boxes and more boxes. Then, when we move to the other side, we have another table. Look at this, is where I'll do all my dirty work. But right now it's very clean. This is like the measure corner where I have everything I can measure. And this is my Raspberry Pi corner if I need to program anything. I have this light that shines nicely on the desk. And then I have my 2D printer here in case I need to print something with paper. And then, oh, look at this, that's a drill machine. But not for me, I can't drill anything here. But don't worry, you have this frame. And then under here I have like 3 more cards. Oh, this one says plucken. What does plucken mean? It means sticking things. Look, all this tape. Wow. And of course I have some crafting materials and then some more of electronics and it looks multimeter. And then we have some more screws and then some more technology thingies and then everything you need. And up there, look, we have a little plant. And up there we have even more storage. And then we come to this big wall. This is my inspiration wall. Look, this is like from the Light Festival and this is my robot arm. And these are some of my videos. And then we even follow this trail. And then we enter the lounge corner. Oh, what is this? Oh, it's a very nice little chair. And then we have a little stool and then also a plant. Beautiful, so I can just sit here and then enjoy the view of my inspiration board. And then also see what I'm working on and then even stay with the computer. All these possibilities. And there's another card. Oh, this one is a fun card. This is my camera card. Oh, look at this little lens and it's a 360 camera. And oh, it's down here. Oh, what is this? Oh, that's a drone. Wow, fancy, cool. You know, the space is not very big, so I guess there's not that much to show. Look, here's a green screen and here's a door. Bye-bye.
Thank you guys very much for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this in the future. And I'll see you guys next time in my new room. Bye.